In today's video, we're going to be doing an experiment. Is it possible to master editing A-roll to the point where B-roll becomes optional? We'll see. And in the end, you're going to be the judge, right? In today's video, we're going to explore several advanced techniques that great content creators are using to transform their A-roll from good to mesmerizing. Guys, in this video, we're going to go over 15 techniques that we're going to try to use to hold your attention without using a single clip of B-roll. Also, be on the lookout for this little green symbol in the video. Every time you see it, that means I've used an asset from today's sponsor, Envato Elements. All of the assets in this video with the green symbol and more can be downloaded and used in any of your projects when you sign up using our $9 offer. Envato has the absolute best library of quality tested assets online. I've used a lot of their packs in this very video. Count the exact number of times that you see this green symbol in this video and then tell me in the comments section. And lastly, actually click the link in the description to take advantage of this special offer. So guys, tip 1. Let's start with some strategic virtual camera movements. This is a very powerful tool in your editing arsenal. Right now, I'm literally just starting with keyframing slow zoom-ins. Now guys, don't stop the video just yet. This is just an example. It's gonna get boring for about 5 seconds. Just watch these 2 clips of me saying the exact same thing 2 times. I'm in Brisbane, Australia here, shooting in a beautiful studio. It's literally warm here all year round. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna say it again. I'm in Brisbane, Australia here, shooting in a beautiful studio. It's literally warm here all year round. Now, which clip seems shorter? The clip with the animated zoom in? Bingo, you got it right. It's a psychological thing. The dynamic nature of the shot is engaging enough to literally cut out half of the perceived time off of the shot. I use this trick everywhere when I video edit YouTube content. Tip 2, another virtual camera movement is keyframed quick zoom-ins. I use these as an engaging hook right at the start of an idea or to emphasize a crucial point. Tip 3, punch-ins. Switching from a wide shot to a close-up can dramatically highlight a reaction or a key detail that you don't want your audience to miss. Tip 4 involves cutting to different camera angles. And when you do it, make sure that number 1, there's a motion to cut to, like a head turn, and then actually make sure that you cut on that motion. Tip 5 might have some use on occasion. I'm talking about using the new basic 3D effect in Premiere to create 3D virtual camera tilts. It gives the appearance of watching a screen within a screen per se. It adds some depth and shakes things up a little bit. Now guys, this next tip refers to pacing and timing. What I'm talking about is cutting to the beat of a dope song. A song with a lot of fast-paced beats to cut to usually works pretty well. This synchronization of cutting to all these dope beats makes your edits feel natural and adds a true punch to the rhythm of your video. Note, when it comes to cutting the beat of a song, you can either use cuts or punch-ins. Why I feel like cutting to music works usually pretty well is because every visual cut that you're seeing, aka the fast cuts or the punch-ins, are being emphasized or legitimized by the associated audio cues, aka the beats of the track. This symbiotic relationship gives richness and again depth to both things. The next tip is still on the topic of music. I want to now talk about the actual amount of music that you're hearing in a video like this. You should honestly be hearing a lot of it. I personally like to change the background music literally every time a new topic is brought up to keep the auditory experience fresh. This just really helps reset the viewer's attention and really aligns well with the changing visual content. But admittedly, in a listicle video like this, I probably wouldn't change the music that frequently due to the sheer number of tips that we're covering and how short those tips are. But I think a place like this here might be a good place to switch it up. Tip 8. Remember how I said that every visual cue should have a corresponding audio cue? This applies to sound effects as well. I actually use sound effects to emphasize a kinetic virtual camera movement, like a zoom in with a whoosh or a popping in text with a muffled beep. Thankfully, our sponsor Envato Elements has a library of over 200,000 sound effects that you can access when you sign up for $9. Again, click the link in the description. Let's move over to visual effects for our next tip. Use black and white filters strategically to highlight flashback scenes. Guys, I'm gonna edit this entire video without using a single bit of B-roll. Dang, that aged well. Black and white scenes can also be used to add a bit of dramatic flair to certain segments. The next tip is actually really dope. Utilize Photoshop's generative fill to innovate and spruce up your background. You can literally keep changing it out. This can make even static shots visually interesting without having to rely on additional B-roll. But guys, none of this even matters if you haven't cut the A-roll correctly to begin with, and that's why you should watch this video that I made called The Correct Way to Cut Talking Head Footage. Check it out right now.